Hey guys, it's Breg here, and today I wanted to talk to you about how much time I spend making gold on WoW every day. Now, this has been a very common question people always ask me, and it is quite hard to answer, but I thought we could discuss some things. I think it's quite useful for everyone in general to think about how much time they're spending making gold, because in the end, time is money, as the goblins say. And the goal of any bit of gold making is to make the most gold possible in the least time possible. But yes, before we start, I do want to say a few things. Like I say, it's very much dependent on what I'm doing. Some days I can't play the game at all because I'm either not at my house or I'm busy working all day. So some days I just don't get to play at all. It also depends on where we are in an expansion cycle and lots of things like that. If I'm really addicted to the game, I can be playing it loads and loads of hours and I won't even notice. But other times, particularly towards the end of the expansion, I've got my routine sorted. I just do my daily thing and then I'll probably log off and do something else. And a third thing, I do actually have 2 accounts. In fact, I have like 8 accounts, but we won't really talk about those because they're not really relevant to gold making at the moment. But I do have 2 main accounts. I've got the account that I actually play the game on, which has my main character that I raid on, or at least I used to raid on and stop raiding for the moment, that I do my Mythic Plus on, get all my mounts and achievements on. That's my main account. And then I have a sort of auctioning account, which is the account I'm on now, which has all my auction house characters across my different servers. Now this is quite useful. I know not everyone can afford 2 accounts or makes the goal to make it worthwhile to do 2 accounts, but I always say if you want to get really serious into gold making, then 2 accounts is really useful, because it basically means that I can be doing my daily quests, world quests, farming some mount or whatever on my main account, whilst running scans for TSM scans on my other screen, on my other accounts, and I can be logging into all my different servers on the other account while still playing my main account. It's very useful and does save me quite a bit of time because I can multitask. But anyways, if I were to give you guys a number of how much I play the game per day, at least at the moment, and not counting the days where I don't play at all because I'm busy, but when I do manage to play, I'd usually play for between 1 and 2 hours, probably closer to 2 hours. As I outlined before in a recent video, I do have 12 different servers which I play on. I've got my main server, I've then got my other sort of secondary main server, which was the server I did the recent gold challenge on, and then I've got 10 other servers which I also play on, mostly just selling pets and flipping. They're just level 1 characters on those servers. I only play the auction house on them, that's it. So I do have those 12 servers, and every single day I do log on to all of them, just once, apart from my main 2 servers. The others I'll just log on to once a day, just to run some shopping scans and run some cancel scans, repost all my auctions. And like I say, that takes about 1 hour. So to go across all 12 of my servers, cancel, repost, and do some shopping scans takes about 1 hour. So that is the main thing I do every day, logging onto all my 12 servers, reposting everything. The rest of my time is usually spent on my main server where I have a lot of auctions, so it takes a lot longer to repost everything. Now I often have up to 2,000 items on the auction house at any one time. I only have 1,000 at the moment. Reason being is I have not done any crafting in months. I can't believe I haven't, but I just really haven't been bothered. Crafting profits haven't quite been there, but they've still kind of been there. But apart from on my challenge server, I haven't actually done any crafting on my main server in at least over a month, which is really bad, and I do need to start doing it again, particularly because I've got stuff like the Vial of the Sands, which is still making a real nice profit. All the Panthers are still making a real nice profit, and a lot of the old transmogs which I've been selling, still selling for a really nice profit. So I should be doing crafting, and when I do the crafting, I've got often up to 2,000 items, if not more, on the auction house. That takes a very long time to repost. At the moment, I've got 900 items, and I don't know, it probably takes about 20 minutes to cancel and then repost them all. Maybe half an hour, something like that. So if we do want to add all this time up, it is 1 hour across my 12 servers, and then probably 20 to 30 minutes on my main server reposting everything. And then I do actually run multiple cancel scans a day on my other banking alt. So if you guys see on my main server, I have 2 banking alts. I have Breg's Bank, my main guy who posts all the sort of slower sellers and some of the crafting stuff. Pretty much all the crafting stuff is what Breg's Bank sells. However, my Breg Flips is the guy who doesn't post as much, post the stuff that I'm flipping, a lot of the raid gear, some of the battle pets, some of the snipes that I've done. That's what Breg Flips will post. And it is actually quite effective, guys, having two different bank alts, because in one of them you can just deal with once a day, like this guy, because a lot of this stuff doesn't get undercut so quickly, so I don't have to run so many cancel scans. And also, if I did run so many cancel scans, it would take me all day, and I can't deal with that. But if you do have a other bank alt which has your real high value items on, the items that you always want to be the lowest on the auction house because you make the most profit when they sell, that you kind of want another bank alt for. At least that's what I do. So on Breg Flips, my other bank alt, I will do multiple cancel scans a day, maybe 3 or 4, but the cancel scans take like 2 minutes or 1 minute, so it doesn't take much time. So yeah, if I've done all that, it will be around an hour 30, maybe just over. And then the rest of the time I will often spend just going back on some of my other servers if I get bored and have some free time. Or maybe I'll do some crafting. Usually I would do some crafting. I'd often only do it once or twice a week, but still I would do some crafting. Like I say, have not been doing that recently, but that would take up the rest of my gold making time. So I'd probably say max gold making time about 2 hours, but ranging between 1 hour and 2 hours every single day, apart from the days when I'm not here. And as I said at the start of the video, I have this on one screen and I have my main account on the other screen, where I run my emissary cache, or I might do a mythic plus, or I'll do whatever I feel like doing. So I managed to save time doing that because I don't have to do my auctions and then do it. I can do both at the same time. It is very useful, that, and it does limit my playtime for the game. But I don't know, guys, what do you think? Is that too long playing the game? Is that too short playing the game? I'm sure it's pretty much average. I don't really know how much you guys spend. I know if you're big on farming, you will spend a lot more time on the game. I know a lot of the big gold farmers spend many hours a day just farming, and that's what they like to do, and that's good for them. I really can't do that because I get way too bored. I'm really bad at farming, guys. I just can't deal with it. For me, I really like to minimize the time spent and try and make the most of the time spent. And you know what wastes even more time, guys? When you run a big cancel scan, it's done 356 items, and then it stops because you've phased or something happens, and then when you try and cancel everything, internal auction error, and nothing works. So this sucks. It means I literally have to close it and start it again. It's happening quite a lot recently. I don't know if you guys have been having the same issues with TSM. I don't know if it's TSM's fault. Probably not. It's probably just something to do with the game. But anyway, that is annoying. That just wastes even more time. But one thing I generally do, guys, is not even bother with a cancel scan. I know you might save some gold by not having to cancel everything, but really it takes so long to cancel all the items. You might as well just cancel all and repost them, especially because most of the items have been undercut, or they've been undercut by way too much. Either way, most of the items have been undercut, so you're going to want to repost anyway, and there's no point wasting sort of 5 to 10 minutes running a cancel scan when in the end like 400 out of the 500 items are going to be cancelled anyway. You might as well just cancel all of them, at least when you get into crazy numbers of auctions. I found that easier, and again, saves a bit of time. In fact, when I log onto my other servers and I've got like 50 pet auctions and maybe a couple of BOEs I'm flipping, I'll literally just cancel all straight away, because I know almost all of them will have been undercut anyway, and if they haven't, whatever, we've got to save time. I do think saving time is very important in gold making, guys. I think a lot of people just don't realise how much time they're spending on the game doing different things. I've been realising that recently. Like my main bank alts, I've just been realising how much time I often spend running cancel scans for actually not much profit at all. And then on my other servers I'm making really nice profits and hardly spending any time. And I need to make changes because of that, guys. So I've been thinking about making a lot of changes to my main bank alts. I've been thinking of running fewer scans a day. Well, I do only run basically 1 scan a day anyway, but I've been thinking of just minimizing the time spent on this guy because the profits just aren't there anyway, and absolutely maximizing the time spent on my other bank alt, and maybe thinking of sending some higher value items to my other bank alt to make sure they're always the lowest priced, and just leaving this guy for the slow sellers. It's just very important to be efficient in what you do, whatever you do in life, I guess. I'm not really very efficient in life, to be honest. I'm a bit unorganised, but in the game I like to try and be efficient. But it really does depend. I mean, at the start of the expansions, I'm just going crazy playing Asmongold-esque hours of the day. And I'm pretty excited for the start of BFA, where I'm going to be just keening it and just no life it for a while. It's always fun to do that. And the profits are often so good at the start of expansions that you just want to be spending all day trying to make gold because it's so much worth it. If you can get like 200k an hour per time spent at the start of the expansion, then it's definitely worth doing. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed my little talk video. Don't know really if you're going to like it or not, but I just thought I'd have a little chat, and a lot of you have been saying and asking this question, and I did want to kind of start a discussion on how much time you spend making gold, what you think's most efficient, all that good stuff. I spend, like I say, between 1.5 and 2 hours currently. The past few weeks or months, that's what I've been doing. And yeah, it's been working out for me. I've actually been making really nice profits, and it hasn't been too time consuming, but there are still definitely things I can improve on, such as this guy who is a big time waster for pretty little profit comparatively. So I need to work on some of that stuff as well, and I do suggest that you guys have a look at your time spent and efficiency and always try and improve it, because that is going to help your gold making. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and until next time, see ya.